I'm always interested in the stable settlement. Is there any quick updates on that? I know we only have 5 minutes
Yes,
left.
good question. So we looked at two different models for settlement. So context, Akash has AKT as a settlement mechanism, which is volatile. That makes it not ideal for long running workloads. It's good for doing like short running workloads, like mining and whatnot. But if you're hosting a website for like a year or two, AKT price is going to fluctuate, and that's frustrating both for tenants as well as providers. So it's important for user experience to have a stable settlement mechanism, right? So in that vein, we started off on a journey to identify a stable way to do it. One model we looked at seriously was a burn mint model like Helium. And the big challenge with the burn mint like Helium or UST, the infamous UST, big challenge is reconciliation during a downturn, right? So you got to have enough, like if you want to burn, AKT, you have to have enough AKT left so you can remint the stable, right? So we're trying to solve that problem. It's not an easy problem to solve. No one has done that really well. Of course, UST collapsed because of that. And second mechanism is I actually described this in the original white paper. I don't know why we didn't end up like considering that seriously, but one of the economists we were talking to indicated that this could be a really good path. Second mechanism is to use um, a a pegged rate, I call it. So instead of like burn mint, the settlement could be just pegged to a currency of choice. So that means the provider, the tenant could basically say, I'm going to pay $10 US dollars per month for this deployment, and I'm going to use AKT to transact, to pay for that, right? So depending on the rate at the block period, that much AKT should be transferred from the tenant to the provider, right? And the rate is determined using a weighted average from validators and using validators as oracles, right? So then you have this decentralized system of like feed, essentially that the validators are giving you the rate, exchange rate, and then the amount of AKT that's transferred from tenant to provider is dynamic based on the AKT dollar value, and now the tenant and the providers are just transacting in dollar values, right? So that makes that makes AKT more, that of course they're going to increase transferability for AKT, or like depending on the AKT market rate, that's going to give stable mechanism. It's easy to implement. And so these are two main mechanisms we're looking at. We're going to make it. So the second mechanism I described already has a design in our white paper that I described like a few years ago. So it's looking like a contender, but and we're going to make a decision on one of these, and we're going to go move forward with that. So we made quite a lot of progress.